Chapter 3, Karma Yoga, the distinction between Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Arjuna said, O Janardana, O Keshava, if you consider the path of knowledge superior to the path of desireless action, then why do you engage me in this dreadful action, war? You seem to confuse my intellect with your ambiguous words. Therefore, please clearly tell me the one path that will be most beneficial for me, so that I may attain that supreme good. The Supreme Lord said, O sinless Arjuna, in this world, I have declared two paths for self-realization. The path of knowledge, Sankhya Yoga, for the wise, and the path of selfless action, Bhakti Yoga, for the yogis. A person cannot achieve freedom from the bondage of actions by renouncing actions alone, nor can they attain perfection, liberation, merely by abstaining from work. 4. No one can remain without performing action, even for a moment. Everyone is compelled to act according to the qualities born of their nature. One who restrains the organs of action but mentally dwells on sense objects is deluded and called a hypocrite. O Arjuna, one who strives to control the mind and engages in the path of selfless action, Karma Yoga, without attachment is truly superior among humans. You should perform your prescribed duties, for action is superior to inaction. Without action, even the journey of life cannot be sustained. Sacrificial action, yajna, is the basis of all duties. Any action performed apart from this creates bondage. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your duties for the sake of yajna, free from attachment. At the beginning of creation, Brahma created humans along with yajna and said, May you prosper through this yajna, and may it fulfill all your desires connected to the Supreme Being. By this yajna, nourish the gods, and they will nourish you in return. By mutually supporting one another, you will attain the supreme good. The gods, nourished by yajna, will fulfill all your needs. But those who partake of the gifts of gods without offering them back are undoubtedly thieves. The devotees who eat the remnants of yajna are freed from sins, but those who cook only for their sense, enjoyment, consume sin. All beings are sustained by food, food is produced by rain comes from the performance of yajna, and yajna is born of prescribed duties. Prescribed duties are rooted in the Vedas, which originate directly from the imperishable Supreme Being. Thus, the all-pervading Brahman is always present in yajna. O Arjuna, one who does not follow the cycle of yajna as ordained in the Vedas leads a sinful life. Such a person lives in vain, indulging only in the gratification of senses. However, one who finds joy and contentment within the self, who is fulfilled in the self, has no duty to perform. For such a person, neither is there any purpose served by action, nor is there any loss by inaction, nor does such a person depend on any being. Therefore, perform your duty without attachment, for by performing actions without desire, one ultimately attains the supreme. Kings like Janaka and others attained perfection merely by performing their prescribed duties. Hence, for the welfare of the world, you should also act. Whatever a great person does, others follow. The standards they set by their actions become norms for the world. O Partha, in the three worlds there is no duty for me to perform, nor is there anything I lack or desire. Yet I engage in action. If I do not act vigilantly, O Arjuna, people would follow my path. If I cease to act, the worlds would perish. I would become the cause of disorder and destroy all living beings. O Arjuna, just as the ignorant act with attachment to results, the wise should act without attachment for the welfare of the world. The wise should not confuse the ignorant who are attached to actions. Instead, they should engage them in all duties, encouraging them to act with devotion. All actions are performed by the modes of nature. Deluded by ego, the ignorant think themselves to be the doer, but one who knows the truth sees that all actions are performed by nature's qualities and is not attached to them. The deluded, attached to the modes of nature, become engrossed in actions. The wise should not unsettle these ignorant individuals. O Arjuna, surrender all your works to me, with your mind focused on the self, free from desire, ego, and grief, and engage in battle. Those who faithfully follow my teachings without envy are freed from the bondage of actions. But those who disregard these teachings out of envy are deluded in all knowledge and are lost. All beings act according to their nature. Even the wise act according to their nature. What can restraint accomplish? Attachment and aversion towards sense objects exist within the senses. One should not fall under their sway, for they are obstacles to self-realization. It is better to perform one's own duty, even imperfectly, than to perform another's duty perfectly. Death in one's own duty is better. Another's duty brings fear. Arjuna said, O descendant of Vrishni, what impels a person to commit sin, even against their will, as if driven by force? The Supreme Lord said, it is desire and anger, born of passion, all-devouring and most sinful. Recognize this as the enemy in this world. Just as fire is covered by smoke, a mirror by dust, or an embryo by the womb, so is knowledge covered by desire. O son of Kunti, knowledge is veiled by this insatiable fire of desire, which is the eternal enemy of the wise. The senses, mind, and intellect are its dwelling places. Through these, desire deludes the embodied soul. Therefore, O Arjuna, first control your senses and destroy this great enemy of knowledge and self-realization. The senses are superior to the body, the mind is superior to the senses, the intellect is superior to the mind, and the soul is superior to the intellect. Thus, understanding the soul to be superior, and with your intellect steady, slay the enemy, desire, which is difficult to overcome. Thus, in the Upanishads, the science of Brahma, the scripture of yoga, and the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, this is the third chapter entitled Karma Yoga.